There you go. Hello. Calm down. Yep. You good?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, we need some people to sit in the seats, so make for better pictures.
Okay. Make her a better picture. Thank you.
Good.
Right up.
It's not like we're going to make it.
Anybody over 70, sit down.
Yeah.
I'm not over 70, so I guess I'll still get out.
We were watching you straddle the thing.
Hey, Ron.
3 more people.
We need more people to sit down.
Need filler. Make sure you're photogenic.
Oh.
Check your teeth. No basil.
All right, Jack.
Okay, I'll kiss him on the mouth. I won't kiss you that. Was that your typical?
No, that's the longest I've ever done.
Oh, was it? Great. Was it 100K or 100K?
September.
I just went out to
September.
Greensburg.
Good afternoon. In 1872, the Bynum brothers, Harney and Luther, established a water-powered cotton mill on the banks of the Haw River. The mill became a center of industry and community life, employing generations of local families and shaping the village's identity. The surrounding mill village, with its characteristic worker homes, stores, and post office, fostered a tight-knit community that thrived through the 20th century. Although the mill shut down in the 1970s, the Bynum community continued to thrive and is known today for its vibrant arts community, historic architecture, and preserved natural beauty. That's side one of the marker. Side two. Overall, Bynum retains a strong integrity of location, design, setting, materials, workmanship, feeling, and association. Despite some additions to individual dwellings, the rhythm of mill houses in the village, with their common setback and overwhelmingly similar forms, survives today. The Bynum Bridge, built in 1922, stands as a testament to the town's enduring legacy. Thank you all for coming today to help us celebrate this historic moment and make history once again with us. And when I say with us, I'm referring to our committee, who made this possible, and our community, who also made it possible. We began in January, oh dear, what was the year? It's 26 now, was that 23, 22? January 22, it must have been. Yes, January 22. Anyway, we began in January, a long time ago. And first applied to be put on the study list, which is the process at the State Historic Preservation Office. And once we gained that, we went through the process of hiring a professional to come and survey the multiple buildings that make up the Historic District of Bynum, to talk to people, to search the deeds, to find out the history of all the houses. As you can imagine, the mill houses, because the populations in the mill houses were a little more transient, people coming to work for the mill and staying for a year or 2 or 3, maybe more, that was a little more difficult than some of the other houses along the right side, the larger houses, etc. And by the way, there is a QR code on the historic marker that will lead you to a map, first thing you'll see. But I will not take up more time here. I do want to thank the Historic Designation Committee. A lot of people thank me for doing this, and I tell them that it was not me. So many times when we were about to have a meeting, I was about to give up, and then after our meeting, I realized that we can do this. Yeah. Unfortunately, Kim Wheeler is not here, but she is with us in spirit. So first, I'd like to invite Sarah Woodard from State Historic Preservation Office to say a few words for us. Sarah.
Thank you all so much for having me today. It's a real honor to be here and to be invited. So my name is Sarah Woodard. I'm with the State Historic Preservation Office, and my office oversees the National Register program for the state of North Carolina. Really, thank you. Thank you for all the work you all have done to make your historic district possible. The National Register is the nation's list of things that are historically important, places that are historically important, and it's not super easy to get listed, it's not everything is eligible to be listed. I get, it feels like millions, but probably tens, maybe 100 phone calls or emails a year saying, I want to get my neighborhood or my town or my grandma's house or whatever listed in the National Register. 99% of those calls end with me saying, oh, I don't think it's going to be a good fit, and trying to explain why and tell people why grandma's house is not important. That's a trick sometimes. But when Susie called me, I was delighted. I said, oh gosh, this is one of the 1%ers where I get to say, yes, this would be a great historic district. Of that 1% where I get to say, yes, this would be a great fit for the register, so few of them follow through with it. But you guys did, and I shouldn't be surprised because you followed through with the bridge. You said, we want to get the bridge listed. You got the bridge listed. But Susie and her committee and all of you worked together to go out and find the money and use your energy to get this done and get it across the finish line. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Sarah. Next, I'd like to ask Carolyn Miller, one of our amazing county managers, to come up. We could not have done this without the financial and the moral support of our county. So, Carolyn, please.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I wrote some things down so to make sure I wouldn't forget. I'm really honored to be asked to say a few words today. This is a very special place, and I will tell you, I've worked for the county for almost 30 years now, and Bynum has long been on the tour. And by that, I mean when we have new department directors and others that are going to be working with the community as a whole, we load them up in the car and we take them on a tour. And it has always been part of our tour to come to Bynum. But after my involvement with this particular issue and project, as well as some other projects in Bynum, I have come to appreciate the community more so than it was just a part of the tour. This is a very special place, not only shaped by its very rich history, as reflected in not just the structures, but also the stories of those that lived here and the community that continues to thrive and have its own identity. It's really a unique place in Chatham County, such that it has that real unique and enduring identity. Reaching this milestone, you heard from Sarah, is the 1%ers. You made it into the 1%. But it's such a demonstration of collaboration and commitment, not just with the residents and property owners in Bynum, but the local historians, the preservationists, you all on the committee, and this sign is just, it's more than just a marker on a roadside. And Susie and I even had a conversation about the marker and where it might go. So I've been involved in this from the ideation and search for that gap funding to where we're going to put the sign. It's really a statement of pride, and you all should be very proud of your community and what you all have been able to do. And for those now, for you to look at it every time you drive past, but also for those generations to come, they'll be able to say, this was such an effort and this is such a rich place here. So congratulations on behalf of all of you, and many thanks from those of us at the county.
Next, I'm going to invite Amanda Robertson, one of our county commissioners, actually the chair of the county commissioners right now. Oops, going down. She loves Bynum. She wants to live here. No, I'm just kidding.
That house is for sale.
It's sold.
All right.
Gone. But please come up, Amanda, and share your thoughts with us.
So first of all, one of my dear friends, Tiara, said, "You don't look so much like a commissioner today." I figured, coming from White Pines, a Grand Trees hike, if anybody would understand that I didn't have time to go home and change, this group would. So I do apologize. You guys are truly worth spending the time to dress up, so thank you. I am just, gosh, I'm proud to be a Chatham person, and proud to have Bynum in our community, and proud to have gotten to know so many of you. I just really, this is an amazing place. It's an amazing place for a lot of reasons. One of the big ones is that you're fighters. You fought so much, for so much in this community already. You fought for this, to get this historic designation. That was a big deal. The water tower. That was another big deal, right? And that was not a trivial thing. That was not guaranteed at all. And as a county commissioner, I can tell you, I am just in awe of people in Chatham County, and you all should be in awe. And we all should be just super proud of this, because we are fighters. We speak up when something's important to us. And Bynum, you're a leader in this area. My gosh. I know that Carolyn Miller has told me many times excitedly, hey, we managed to get some money and we can actually put the soil and transfer all of that and help them prep their garden beds out there by the water tower. And this is sincere. We are all so glad that you're here and that you care and that you fight for this. And this place matters. You know, that you have your coffees all the time in the morning. A little too early for me, but you know, I would love to be here for that. And the dinners that you have once a month that are just open to anybody that comes, and thank you for including folks outside of Bynum. I've been a couple of times and I'll be back again and you'll see me. So I think as we weather, a lot of y'all know that I'm big in the climate change area, and we all know how hard that's going to be. And Susie will be the first to tell you that it's going to take strong communities to go forward that can support each other. And you guys are the ones that I'm going to turn to, you know, for others in Chatham to get an example of what does a community look like that can support and survive and thrive. And it's right here. And I have so much love and gratitude for all of you here. Thank you for the hard work you did. Thank you, my dear, dear friend, Susie Crate, for not giving up. I'm grateful you had folks here that just kept pushing you just that little bit more for making this happen. And I'm really grateful that I am a commissioner in a county that would give a little bit of money and, you know, and then the support to get that water tower done. And thank you for inviting me to speak today. Really, love y'all. It was awesome.
So we also have an amazing historic association in Chatham. It's called the Chatham Historic Association. If you've ever driven around the courthouse, you might see a little sign out there that says museum, open or closed. And if you venture inside, you'll learn a lot of history. Well, we are blessed today to have not only someone from the Chatham Historic Association, but someone who was born and raised in Bynum. But Corky's agreed today to come to speak on behalf of the Historic Association, with maybe a few memories put in there. Please welcome Corky Harris.
Thank you, Dr. Susie. As unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, I'll try to keep this down to about 25 minutes. First of all, thank you, Mr. Hadley. First of all, congratulations from the Chatham County Historical Association to what you folks have done. in preserving the history of Bynum. You know, in 1952, a wonderful thing happened. The bypass was put in, and I used to tease the people from Pittsburgh saying, yeah, they bypassed places like Durham, Chapel Hill, Bynum, Sanford, but they came right on through Pittsburgh, didn't, but anyhow. What it did, it defined Bynum physically, because you could go across the river to, back in those days, we referred to as Mexico because it was south of the river. It was defined up here at Henry Hearn's barbecue joint. But more than that definition, we think about the African saying that it takes a village to raise a child. And that's what this is. I'm a product of Bynum because while I was born in Durham, I got here as soon as I could and stayed here and still have a post office box at the kiosk. So I'm still part of Bynum. I stand here wanting to talk about each family that has been here as we come down the road, as we go over on the Mill Village and talk about the people who live there, because it's really, while it's a place, a physical place, it is the people. It's the people who are here currently, the people who preceded us. One of the things, Dr. Susie, was about, you mentioned people moved from house to house. My mother, Louise, who was the postmaster here for about 20 years, used to call it, well, somebody would say, I'm leaving Bynum, I'm going to Swepsonville to work in the mill there. Oh, somebody would say, I want that house. And so they would move. And somebody was, well, I'm going to move in your house. And then somebody, Mother used to call that fruit basket turnover because there'd be about 5 or 6 people moving, changing houses, although they were pretty much the same as you see. But again, it was the people here that have made Bynum. It's the people who are here now who are making it Bynum. So I will say that one of the advantages of not having much hair is we're the first to know when it's raining. So I will say this, thank you for what you folks have done, that you're preserving the history of Bynum. And once you get Chatham County clay between your toes, you're then a native. So thank you for what you've done. We appreciate the help that everybody has offered to this beautiful community in preserving it and getting it recognized. Thank you very much.
So in the 1970s, the county got an HUD grant and basically came in and made a lot of changes here. And we have someone, Martha, oh, you're right there, Martha Diffendorf, to come up and talk about that change. Thanks.
This wasn't planned, but she asked me if I'd say a few words about that project. And we had, the Chatham County Housing Authority had a $500,000 grant from HUD, and it was to renovate the Bynum Mill Village. And it was the best job of my life. I got to know every family who lived in the houses there, and the plan was to renovate the houses. At the time, they were in pretty bad shape because the mill had closed and they weren't being repaired. A lot of them had porches that you could fall through or roofs that were leaking, so people had buckets in their living rooms. So we fixed up the houses, replaced the porches, put in indoor plumbing, and then the streets were dirt, so we paved the streets, put in water and sewer, because the water was questionable quality, and we tried to transform the place. But one of the best parts of the project, I think, is that we did it in such a way that the people that live there could remain living there. So we worked with each family to fix up the house. They had input into it, where to put certain things. And then we also priced them accordingly so that people could purchase their own houses and stay. So for quite a while, it was quite stable. There were multi-generations living there, And I agree with what others have said, just wonderful community, true down-to-earth people. It was one of the best experiences of my life, and I lived in Bynum for 15 years, but that was between the mid-70s and 1990. So I am so happy to see so many more people after me who love Bynum and are continuing to make it the place it is. The director was Greg Warren. I'm sorry he wasn't here today, or he would have been speaking to you, but he headed up the project and did a great job.
Thank you for sharing that. That was wonderful. I remember that.
So the question is, did you decide to move here because of that?
No, I was already living here.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Martha. So now we're going to invite some more, well, Corky is, didn't know you were born in Durham.
Well, Watts Hospital,
Yeah.
and
Oh, you went from here to Watts Hospital? And
mother
came,
did. And then-
okay. You came here as fast as you could. Oh, my goodness. All right. I'd like to invite Jeff Wheeler up here, who was born and raised in Bynum, to say a few words. Also on the Bynum Historic Designation Committee.
So I was asked to speak about what Bynum used to be. So good morning, everyone, or afternoon, actually. No. It's a real honor to be here today as we unveil this historic marker. I'm grateful to have been part of the committee for this recognition, but I'm even more grateful to have been part of this town's history. When I was a child, this town had about 400 people. By today's standards, that may sound small, but for those of us who grew up here, it felt like a lot, like a whole world. It was the kind of place where everybody knew everybody, and because of that, we children felt safe in a way that is hard to explain now. I remember the school bus stop at the old rock store in town. There must have been nearly 100 children, no exaggeration, 100 children getting on the bus at that one stop. We were the largest school bus in the whole county, and that was the only stop for that school bus. That tells you something about what this place was like then. It was full of families, full of children, and full of life. For a child, it was just about the perfect place to grow up. We had to run to the town. We did work. We did not worry about walking across somebody's yard. We did not have to call ahead and make an appointment to go play with a friend. You just showed up. And more often than not, somebody was ready to play. My mother, like many mothers then, did not want us to go in the house during the daytime. Even my dad wasn't allowed in the house. You went outside in the morning, and unless you were eating or bleeding, you stayed outside. So we played. We played pickup basketball, baseball, or football almost every day. We spent countless hours on the river. We could go down to the river without a chaperone because this was a place where people looked out for one another. That sense of safety did not come from rules or signs or programs. It came from community. It came from knowing who lived in every house, who belonged to which family, and who would call your parents if you got too far out of line. The town had its own rhythm then. The old men would sit at the store and talk, sometimes all day long. The barber shop is where you went if you wanted the local news. And the Carrie Durham store, which is the old rock store down there, where they sold televisions, shoes, and just about anything else you might need. People would gather to watch TV. That may sound simple now, but those places were more than businesses. They were gathering places. They were where stories were told, news was shared, and community was strengthened. When I was young, many of the old stores were still operating. Some of the ruins are visible today. Some people, they may look like old bricks, old walls, or remnants of another time. But to those of us who remember, they were reminders of a living, breathing town. They remind us that people worked here, shopped here, raised children here, worshiped here, laughed here, argued here, helped one another here, and built lives here. That is why preservation matters. We're not preserving these places simply because they are old. We're preserving them because they tell us who we are. They connect us to the people who came before us, and they help future generations understand that a town is more than the streets and the buildings. A town is memory. A town is relationship. A town is the sound of those children at a bus stop, old men talking at the store, a baseball bouncing in the afternoon, neighbors calling across the yard, and music drifting through the evening air. And what is remarkable to me is that this spirit of this place did not end with the past. It is still alive today. The community has changed, of course. New people have come, and they have brought new energy, new talents, and new ideas. But that strong sense of community continues. We see it in the Bynum Front Porch music series and storytelling. We see it in game nights, Wednesday morning coffee, informal Sunday morning jam sessions, community dinners, pumpkin carving, pumpkins on the bridge at Halloween. We see it in the artists who now make their homes here and add so much creativity to the life of the town. That is the best kind of preservation. Not just holding on to old buildings, but carrying forward the spirit that made this place worth remembering in the first place. The marker is important because it tells the wider world that this town matters. But those of us gathered here already know that. We know it because we lived it, we know it because we inherited it, and now we have a responsibility to pass it on. So today, as we unveil this marker, I hope we do more than celebrate recognition. I hope we recommit ourselves to remembering the stories, protecting the places, and strengthening the community that made this town so special for so long. I am proud to have grown up here. I'm proud to have been part of this town's history. I am proud that this marker will help ensure that the story of this place continues to be told. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. That was very moving. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Okay, Ron, your turn.
That was a welcome.
Oh, you don't know Ron? I'm sorry. I just assumed everybody would know Ron Hatley. Ron Hatley was born here. His dad is well known. His name was Roy. He has a little street named after him, at the end of which he lived. Roy was good at telling lies, but Ron doesn't do that. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Dr. Crate, for surprising me. Now I'll bring out the... yes, as Corky had mentioned, we grew up in Bynum. We didn't grow out of Bynum. It was always a special place. It will always be a special place. We've gone out of our way to preserve, protect, and even to defend in terms of water some of the things that we hold dear to our little town. You won't find a marker on 15501 that says Bynum this way. We don't want anybody to find it. We're a hidden gem. One of the things that we're currently doing, if you haven't noticed, that we're redoing the mural beside the Bynum Front Porch. The Bynum Front Porch has done an excellent job in terms of community. We have been, we always will be community. And to that end, I will say thank you for coming. Every Friday night we're here. Yep. And thanks for coming. Commissioner, thank you for all that you have done. Thank you, folks.
All right. Next, I'd like to invite Virgil Johnson up to say a few words.
Yeah, I'm pretty much a Bynum resident myself. I've been here for 53, soon come June, I'll be here 54 in June. I was born in Pittsburgh, but brought back home in Bynum at the Matisse's Clinic. Yeah, I will admit, I grew up with some good people back in the day. Like Corky said, it took a family to raise me, so that's the way it worked out with me. That's all I got to say.
Said he wasn't going to say anything, but I guess I forced him into it. This is Ted Wood.
It's hard to follow what Jeff and others have said here, and it's absolutely true. I mean, this place, as a kid, after World War II, there was a bumper crop of kids here. I mean, kids were everywhere, and you could run through the yards, you could run through the river. It doesn't matter. We were just all over the place. And I was born in this house right behind you here, and next to Corky lived next to us, and so maybe I could tell a few stories about Corky. But you know, like a lot of people, I left Bynum to go to college, find a job, have a career. I came back after about 40 years, and I found it to be, it's a different place, it's a different community, but in a lot of ways, a lot better community. I mean, it was a great place to grow up. The families were a very close-knit group of folks. We all, you know, everyone worked at the mill. Everyone went to either the little church down here, the Methodist church, or the Baptist church across the river. So, you know, it was like everybody knew everybody, you know, and you could sit on the porch there and you see a car go down the road and you knew where they were going. You know, you knew who it was and where they were going and how much they owed. But it was, to be a kid here, it was just a wonderful place. We had the river to play in. We had all these woods around here, the pond over there. My father had built a lake over here, a pond back behind Bynum. And on Sunday afternoons, you'd find 15, 20, 30 people over there swimming and picnicking and having a good time. But it was wonderful. There were a lot of kids. But when I came back, it was a different community. And it's a better community, I think, in a lot of ways. The people here truly care about each other. The people truly care about this community. And it is really delightful to be here amongst this group of folks. And I appreciate what you've done. I appreciate the committee that's worked on this, the committee that's kind of put Bynum on the map after all these years, and the work that you put into it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ted. Forgot to get a drum for a drum roll, but anyway, Jeff, would you like to unveil the marker? And I wanted to get a bottle of champagne to like pop the cork at the marker, but of course I bought the cheapest champagne and there's no cork. So I'll just shake it up and open it and let it.
She's going to shake it. Don't aim it this way.
Look out, Jeff.
Here we go. We have cake. Shannon, did you want to say something?
Yes, sure.
Okay. We'll have cake right after Shannon says something. We're going to go over there where the tables and chairs are.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Shannon.
I appreciate last night, the music store. I vote everybody, money, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
And in the name of keeping our environment as clean as we can, we have compostable plates and napkins. There will be a box for you to deposit your plate once you're done. And we have real forks. And there'll be a bucket with soapy water for you to deposit your used fork in. Thank you so much, and please join us.
All right. Before everybody goes to get cake, can we get you all up in front of the sign so we can take a group picture of y'all?
Great idea.
All right, and if we see a car coming, we'll make them stop. Just get on the other side. Pretend like y'all like each other, get close to each other. Not too close. Yeah, we're gonna take a picture this way. You can extend out into the street. All right, if you're short, you're gonna have to come up front. If you're tall, you're gonna have to be in the back. You're in the back. Oh, you're in the back. Look, you get in the first row.
You should be in the front.
You're short. You're gonna have to save those stories. We gotta record this later.
Anybody who has good knees can maybe kneel down for us?
Yeah, if you were a cheerleader, do the little cheerleader pose.
Sorority squad. There we go. That's the first one.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I need to see faces. There's a lot of folks I can't see.
Ron, how can you hide your face? Oh, I know why. Don't worry about it. Oh, he's hiding his belly. He's hiding his belly. All right. On 3. 1, 2. Wait a minute. Somebody blink. We gotta do this again. You ready? All right. 1, 2, 3.
Everybody do a fun pose.
Well, you're easy on him. I was going to tell him to jump. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Now we have cake.
Where do I sign my residual agreement?
And now for something completely different.
Cake and chair.
Hey, what if we start doing it and two at a time.
Step on the back. I know. I
know it's all resume.
We've all been there. We've all been there. How do you go?
Yeah, I got a lot of.
And I like doing old houses. I've done Holly Weir's house.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. We can't even get out of the driveway and come over here. God, we can never go through that. Yeah. Yes.
I can always know where John Ellis was coming up. Well, it's a great little place.
They could be doing it better.
He was in that house.
And I think Sheila does a great job supporting him, and I encourage him.
He would always sit on the front porch and sit there and take a puff on the cigarette. And he'd hit the coffee, throw it after that was the story of Bynum back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was really nice.
I don't have nice fun. I enjoyed it. So his family was here and he was born in here. Why wasn't he born in a T-shirt? You don't watch. Oh, okay. Right.
Thank you. You know it's on the other side. It's on the other side. So take one from the side too.
Maybe he wants to hold the ball.
Yeah, that's right too. Yeah, he's a local.
Yeah. Oh, you hold the bottle.
And kind of hold it, you know, sideways like you're with the navel aimed at us. Beautiful.
I've been doing this long enough that I gotta get a picture of this. Yeah, I found it. I think Chatham was a dry county at one time.
Thank you. I know exactly. That was awesome. That was perfect. I kept notes. I've got like 8 pages of notes.
Liquor by the drink wasn't that long.
The cemetery.
Back in the early 70s.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I've been doing it long enough, especially with high school sports, where the kids that I took pictures of in video.
That's how it is. So I played softball.
I'll tell you, but yes, of course, and I'll tell you.
Late 70s.
It's still a good story. You're putting that, you did that all live stream, right?
That's not live streamed. I'm just recording it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you put it up, I'll repost it.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what they're going to do with it. It's